Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to United View. Welcome to another Flex's View, man. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys are doing well. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, man, show some love. Show some love. Because love is what we need. Love is what we need right now. Love is what some of our players need right now. Love is what we need to show more of. Because again, once again, the media has been bang at it doing media things, the British media. And you know what, I had to speak on this. And we need to protect our players. Kobbie Mainoo needs protecting, right? And it's not just about Kobbie Mainoo. The wider scale of that, a lot of our black players need to be protected as well. And I'm going to break it all down in my Flex's View anyway, because I think when you see things like this, there's actually two parts to it. There's actually two parts to it that encompasses within the whole sort of the general idea of what's actually happened, the general notion of what the media is trying to do to black players and young players coming through as well. Now, there's a part, I'm going to start with Kobbie Mainoo in terms of how he needs protected. Let me deal with that part first. Let me know how you guys are feeling in the comments as well. And videos like this and opinions like this, especially from myself, like I feel like they can be bigger conversations as to call out what's going on, but also educational. Like if you kind of see what's going on and maybe looked at certain things a different way before and thought, oh, is it even, oh, I didn't think of it like that, then this is the video for you as well. And also for most of us, it's just straight calling out like what we're seeing. Kobbie Mainoo, you know, plays the game for England. England concede a stupid goal that, let's be honest, is no fault of Kobbie's, like by himself in isolation. Let's not do that. And then you get halfway through the game, half time we're talking, you get Jason Burt from the Telegraph doing a piece saying a big question mark over Mainoo's positioning for the Iceland goal. Like, one, it's half time, because you know, people can say, oh, it's just criticism, you know. One, it's half time. Two, like the goal was not even his fault. And three, there's no mention of the other players in the sequence of the goal in which England, you know, have conceded. And it just brings us back, right? It just brings us back to literally Eric Ten Hag at the Cup final, right? When he's talking to BBC. And he said, you guys in England are very good at pushing players up here. Up here. Kobbie Mainoo's generational. This is the same media. Kobbie Mainoo's generational. Only 2 weeks ago at the FA Cup final where he scored the winner and could do no wrong. You know, not that this goal is his fault, by the way. This is not even a direct mistake, the mistake that he's made. Okay? That's number one. But even number two, you lot were all up his arse last week. And this is what Eric Ten Hag's like. You're good at pushing players up and managers, and then you hammer them when they have two bad performances. Now, this wasn't even a necessarily an absolute stinker from Mainoo. England were shit. Like all the side, like the Southgate, like, you know, bantered at me and Owen have and stuff like that. We all saw with our own eyes why Owen even thinks what he thinks, and so do I. When it's all said and done, England were disgusting. Iceland just had their first win at Wembley ever, yeah. And the last time we played Iceland in the Euros, they beat us too. So let's not dress up what we saw. It was a shit performance from all of the big dogs, yeah. Phil Foden, Player of the Year. Yeah, shit, went missing. Declan Rice, one of the signers of the year, didn't play too well. You know, Kyle Walker didn't play too well. All of them. Harry Kane missed from fucking 3 yards, put the ball over when Cole Palmer put it on a plate for him. Anthony Gordon, like, wasteful. Like, let's not dress up what we saw. But what we're seeing is they're going in on Kobbie Mainoo. 2 weeks after the cup final, he could do no wrong. He's generational. He's this, he's that. You know, and I looked, and when you look at the goal, it's a sequence. Like the runner, there's a runner who runs off Phil Foden. Phil Foden looks at it and goes, I don't think he's going to get the ball through that gap there. And they do get the ball through the gap and they're out. They're broken. Phil Foden's in big trouble. Declan Rice, probably too far up the pitch as well. Can't come across quick enough. Kobbie Mainoo, yeah, as a system, they're all out of position because they've been done, because they've been opened up by one pass. It's a team thing, okay? And Kobbie Mainoo's nowhere near it. He didn't get skinned. He didn't give away the ball. It's not his fault. It's collectively a team thing where Iceland have broken through the lines with one pass and England are all over the shop. And Ramsdale could do better because it's near post, yeah? So let's not do that. Let's call it out for what it is. You know, a young black player at Man United, or even if you don't see it as a race thing, this is exactly what Erik ten Hag's talking about. A young player is lauded 2 weeks before, and now all of a sudden, I tell you what, yeah, massive question marks halfway through the fucking game. So let's call a spade of what the Telegraph was doing there. They know what they're doing. They're using Kobbie Mainoo as a scapegoat. Declan Rice, Phil Foden, Harry Kane, all of the golden boys, no criticism. Let's pick on the young black kid who's just got in. I'll say it as it is, straight. Simple. And this is what Erik ten Hag's talking about. Race or no race. In England, we're hyping this kid up and we're saying he's this and he's that. As soon as there's a team issue as well, this wasn't even a Kobbie issue. As soon as there's a team issue, tear him down. Tear him down. And it's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. They'll do the same to Jude Bellingham. When the goose is good for the gander, when Jude has a few bad games for England or does something, they're going to tear him down as well. You mark my words. You mark my words. They'll do it. This is what the English media does all the time. And I'm not going to butter it up like it's like in a fair and proportionate way, because it's not. It's not in a fair and proportionate way. And they do it to the players of colour. Facts. Okay? That is my opinion anyway. No, facts. That's what's going on here. Let's call that out. But from an Erik ten Hag perspective and a Man United perspective, he was bang on the money 2 weeks ago to say, you know, you have a player up here, and as soon as something goes wrong, you put the player down here and you knock them off their pedestal. And that wasn't a race thing, by the way. That's anyone. Let's say, you know, we had another youngster in the England squad right now who wasn't black, who wasn't Kobbie Mainoo. Let's say we had Adam Morton in our thing. What Erik ten Hag is saying to the media is true. The media will chew you up and spit you out. That's what they do. Away from the racial undertones and the racial connotations. That's point number one. Point number two, because I can't do this video just only talking about Kobbie Mainoo. I'm going to call it all out, right? The situation with Bukayo Saka, right? Plastered across the back pages when the guy played 25 minutes when England were already been playing dead the whole game, right? And you get the title Black Ice. They've got the picture of him throwing the aeroplane. Plain awful. Now, listen, you could let me awaken to anybody who might feel uncomfortable watching this, or maybe they didn't see it this way. Maybe you're younger and you're like, what's going on? What does flex mean? I'll break it down. Or if you've been sort of ignorant in your life and you don't see it like this. In the last tournament, in England, in the Euros, sorry, not the last tournament in the World Cup, but in the Euros, okay? We all saw what happened to Saka. We all saw what happened to Sancho. We all saw what happened to Rashi, okay? Players got racially abused for all missing the penalties, okay? So if that has happened, which it has, and we saw what they had to go through, right? Why on earth would you put Bukayo Saka, right, front and centre of a bad team performance when you know what's happened before, and almost paint the picture like it's his fault? Putting the pictures of him grimacing, putting the pictures of him sort of, you know, having frustration. Why? You know? And in 2002, I got it here. England wins 6-2. England won 6-2 against Iran. Yeah, when we was at the World Cup, I was at that game. Right? They put Jack Grealish front and center. Yeah, and in that same game, Saka scored 2. Bellingham scored. Rashford broke the record for the fastest goal off the bench in World Cup history. Sterling got a goal and an assist, but Jack was front and center of all of the, you know, all of the PR and the reporting of the game. So let's call this out for what this is, okay? The same thing will happen with Raheem Sterling when they went in on his tattoo about, you know, the gun on his leg. You know, The same way when Raheem Sterling went to buy his mama house versus when Phil Foden bought his mama house. Like, the media have been doing this, and it's not going to go away. Like, I'm sitting here as a black man looking at it thinking, like, I'm not surprised. But again, there's no accountability. The editors who's passed that for it to go out. Who in their right mind in these papers have sat down and gone, so this was in the Sun and what was it, the Daily Star, was it? Who in their right mind has sat and seen that from a journalist and said, that's perfect, that's exactly what we need. Then there lies the problem. There lies the problem. So our players need protecting. Our young black players need protecting. Our United players need protecting. Our young players need protecting. And they need to do more. And we need to call it out as we see it. I didn't want to have to do a Flex's View talking about this, but that's what's out there. That's what happened. And, you know, we as a community, we as a fan base won't do it to our players. Of course, this is a media thing of how they report on these situations. Harry Kane, yeah, in that game against Iceland, missed from 5 yards. He missed from 5 yards. Had to score, put it on a plate. Cole Palmer put it on a plate, shinned it over the bar. Harry Kane, after he missed the penalty against France, blazed it over the bar. Do you know what I mean? Would have had nightmares about that. Doesn't get dragged through the mud. Doesn't get ridiculed. Doesn't get put all over the papers in a negative way. It's almost being made fun of and mocked. Doesn't happen. There lies my case. Don't like it. I'm here to always protect our young players, whether they're black or white, and especially when I can see the racial bias towards black players, I'm not having it, and I will always speak on it. So yeah, let me know what you guys are thinking. I'm sure this community agrees. Like, you guys are dope. Like, we all get it. We all know where we're at. But yeah, really bad, really, really, really bad, and the media need to be held accountable. You know what I'm saying? They really, really do. Anyway, enjoy Sunday, peeps. We've got way more content coming for your head tops into the new week. Finding out about Eric. When are we going to find out as well, by the way? It's still rumbling on. So yeah, stay tuned. Take care. Peace.